Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com with men's head basketball coach Mark Slessinger. And coach, last week, of course, you start the season off with Pensacola Christian. You pretty much get what you wanted, get a lot of kids some playing time, and just get a feel for some different rotations out there.
It really was. It was a great night for us to be able to get a lot of our new guys in the game and get them a lot of reps, a lot of experience. We know Pensacola was a very solid team. They ran a lot of good stuff, which helped us defensively a lot. But just being able to get these new guys in, we've got 7 freshmen, sophomores that are in action and getting significant minutes. And to get those guys real reps was huge for us. But then to see them grow and develop into that next game at TCU was a great night for us. But we had a huge crowd, great student crowd. It had to be one of the largest crowds in years and years for student body here. So we're really excited about the buzz that's going on campus with privateer basketball and everything moving forward, not only in Pontchartrain Hall in the dorms, but on campus with student involvement and leadership as well.
It was great support and plenty more opportunities for students to, of course, come out to the lakefront. But then, of course, as you mentioned, you turn around and go to TCU, a very short turnaround, and you play well in that game. It was just that one stretch where TCU was just hot as a pistol in that first half, and it was just kind of hard from there.
We really had a tough time in the last 6 minutes of the first half. We went kind of on a dry spell and didn't guard the way we should have guarded and really came away from our game plan, and it really cost us. But we kept fighting and kept digging in and cut it to 10 or 11 right there at the end and had a chance to strike, but then they answered back with a big 3 there with about 3:30 to go and held it from there. But that's a talented team. They can really score. They had 104 last night. So it's a tough team to play and a very difficult, well-coached team with Trent Johnson and the things that he runs offensively. But it was a great test for us and one of many great non-conference tests we're going to see coming forward.
And talk about individually what you got out of the first week, and starting with Kevin, a guy that you knew coming in with the experience, coming over from defending Sun Belt champion Louisiana Lafayette, a guy that you look to really be able to shoot the 3, spread the floor, but not just that, he can get to the line as well.
He really did. He had a really offensively, a really efficient 2 games for us, and that was really what we needed when you looked at the team, especially in that first game. He played very calm at the start of each half, played with experience and poise, and I think that rubbed off on the rest of the team as the game progressed, and we saw them develop as it went on. But it's exciting to see him play at a high level. We knew he had it in him, and we know that he's going to be challenged each and every night moving forward. And so to be able to have that in our back pocket as a guy with poise and character and some experience is really big for us. But then to see the young student athletes develop and come on, Colton Weisbrod had a really good game in that opening night. But then we answered back, and Traven Thibodeau had good minutes, and Mike Zeno had really good minutes in that second game at TCU. They got in foul trouble, but they really played solid minutes and minutes they were in there. And then Christavius Gill in our sophomore group with Tevin Broyles and Nate Fry were solid throughout the whole time.
And that's what you mentioned as well, especially with the younger players, with Colton and with Traven. Some really good moments in the first week, but just about the foul trouble, and that just comes with experience, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You can't rush experience, and those guys just need reps and need to really just get out and play more, and that's what this non-conference is about, and that's why we scheduled such a tough non-conference schedule to kind of speed up their development. But then you also see a guy like Terrence Sion who came in and had a monster game in his homecoming to Fort Worth to Texas Christian at TCU. So that was a big night for him as well.
And, of course, looking ahead to this weekend where you guys have Texas A&M the day after Thanksgiving and a trip to Denver. First, let's talk about the A&M game and just talking about another experience going on the road in an SEC atmosphere.
Yeah, Texas A&M is a great program. Billy Kennedy's a coach, a guy that I go back a long way with from when he was at Centenary College and then at Southeastern Louisiana, and a Holy Cross alum locally here, and was a very good player, an accomplished high school player, and just one of the great guys in the business. And they're playing at a high level. They're 4-1. They just came off of a tournament out of the country in Puerto Rico and really played well there. So we know it's going to be a tough test. They're one of the most efficient rebounding teams in the country, top 10 in rebounding. And so we know that we're going to have to do all that we can do to get them off the boards and to really limit them to one shot. But it's a great experience, and we're excited to go in there and give the Aggies all we can.
And as odd as it may sound on the surface, maybe as tall of a task is the short turnaround and going into the high altitude in Denver just a couple of days later.
Yeah, Denver's an old Sunbelt foe of ours, and they run a very unique style of Princeton offense. So we know that there's going to be a tough guard, a short turnaround, and short prep for us. But that's also good for us, and we did that in looking forward to league play and having to turn around in the conference tournament, having to turn around to prepare on a short Saturday, Monday run for us to change styles. And so we know that that's going to be a tough game, but we're excited for the challenge, and I'm anxious to see how the guys can do with the travel and with the short turnaround as well.
Coach, should be a fun week. Thank you very much.
Should be. Thank you a lot.
For Coach Slessinger, this is Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com.